My name is Daniel Maritim, and today we are going to cover the conditional formatting and also Sparklines. So the dataset that we'll be using is a dataset that is containing these kind of variables. As you can see here, it's a kind of sales dataset. And we want to see how conditional formatting can be of use when you're trying to visualize your data. And in this case, we are going to focus on the performance of salespersons over the various quarters. That is the performance for the same, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the financial year 2022-2023. So in the data sets that we are summarizing, just to allow us to move fast, is this kind of a table. The table contains the names of the salespersons as the first column, and across the columns we have now the data summarized, the revenue from these salespersons per quarter, beginning from quarter 1 of 2022 all the way to quarter 4 of 2023. So conditional formatting is one of the most powerful tools that is underutilized by a majority of the people who are using Excel. So for us to determine that one has surpassed, we want to introduce a conditional formatting that is greater than 90,000, and we want to have it green, so to mean that it is good performance. So that is how you can quickly use the conditional formatting, as you can see there, to denote any value that is beyond 90,000 Kenyan shillings of sales or revenue. So maybe after putting in that, you'll notice that there are values that are exactly 90, and they may be excluded from this condition. So for you to edit the condition to include the 90 exactly, to mean greater or equals to, then you will select the same region, you apply the same format, go to formatting, conditional formatting, and select on manage rules. You'll notice that you only have one rule here. Click on it and edit. So when you click on edit, you will come down here and make sure you have the appropriate condition. So you, right now we have greater than, so we want to change that to greater or equals to, and also we may want to change a bit the color to be a bit deep green, as you wish. So we'll just make two changes. Click OK, click apply, and click OK to close that particular dialog box. So this is how you can quickly use conditional formatting to make to derive insights from your data. So you'll notice that a few of the individuals here did manage to surpass their targets, which is 90,000 Kenyan shillings revenue. So sometimes this is not what you wish to do. Now that we have a target of 90,000 per quarter, overall we expect that if 90 is our target per quarter, and we have 2 years actually, so our target overall should be that value times 8, which is 720. So sometimes we don't want to focus on the quarters, but we want to be able to, so let me just get rid of this. Let's say we didn't want to do that. Our manager wants us to highlight individuals all across from quarter one, or from the name itself all the way to the grand totals. Highlight the individuals who have surpassed their performance at 720,000. So what we will do is just select those individuals, all their data all across to their current total, come back to conditional formatting, go to manage rules, go to conditional formatting, look for manage rules, click on new rules, and you'll get this kind of dialog box. Go to the last option, which is use a formula to determine which cells to format. So you'll just select on that. So I will click on this, select this first one, and say greater or equals to this other cell here. So you'll notice that my formula is in absolute reference and I would want to maintain the absolute reference for the cutoff value, which is F1. But for the other one, I want to allow the formula to flow across the rows, so I'll remove the $sign from across the rows, and then I execute the formatting that I expect. I will just use the green color that we were using earlier to highlight the row of an individual who has surpassed or met the 720,000 revenue. So I'll click on OK, click on apply, also click on OK. So you will notice that Kawira Mwangaza here is the only individual who surpassed their 2-year performance, 970,225. So that is how you can use conditional formatting. In this case, you are using it based on by engaging a formula. You can be able to highlight the particular rows that you want. That is how you can use conditional formatting. In other cases, you may want to visualize the values in cells, because looking at this table, it's not that clear that you can be able to rate who is doing better. So there are two options. You can decide to use the color scale, and the color scale here, you need to choose a proper one, because if I am ranking these individuals, I would want the highest to be having green, for example, and that is exactly how you can be able to do that by using the color scale. But in this case, it doesn't come out clearly, because these color scales do present a lot of colors, giving you an unclear range among the different areas. So the other option is just to come up with conditional formatting that are specific. Let me just get rid of the one that we introduced last. So for you to remove the last one, which is the color scale, you just open up the manage rules, click on what you don't want, and delete the rule, click apply, and you notice that you will remain with what you want to use. So using color scales is one option. The other option is which I prefer in this case, is the use of the data bus. So data bus represents, shows a bar within the cell that represents the value, and you can be able to format it appropriately. So there are so many options that are presets. For example, you can choose the solid ones, or you can choose the gradient one. But for me, I prefer the solid ones because with that one you can be able to see clearly from within the cell the difference in terms of value among the cells, where you can be able to see that the value in J16 is the least and the value in J12 is the most or the largest value in that case. So that is how you can use the data bus. So in some cases you may want to also just look at the trend, because by using data bus you cannot be able to gauge the trends, or you cannot be able to visualize your data over several, in this case over the several quarters. So the best thing to do is introduce these other powerful tool called Sparklines. I want to see the trend of performance for our salespersons using Sparkline. So I'll just select the range all the way from the beginning to the last quarter, and you'll notice that this is the dialog box. We call it create Sparklines with that header. So it will be having the range, which is called the data range, where you will pick the values for the specific areas you want to pick. And down here we have the location range. This is where you want to put now your trends. So if I click on OK, you can be able to see that this is the trend in terms of performance for Absalom for that case. And in this case, these Sparklines behaves just like any other formatting, so I can be able to drag them down just to showcase the rest of data. So you'll notice that whenever there is no data, the Sparklines just breaks like that, rather than using the lines. You can also engage the Spark, the use of the other charts, which the pie charts in this case. So that is how you can showcase, and you can be able to format this to show the various things. For example, I can be able to highlight the eye point, where you will notice that our eye point in this case is in sub-quarter there, which is Q1 of 2023, and as you drag down, you will notice that that same formatting is adopted, where it's in red you can be able to highlight the highest value across. So those are the various ways you can use the Sparklines and the mini charts to show trends. In some cases you may want to showcase performance of individuals using also these other conditional formatting, which is icon. In this case I want to represent so this one is based on the system looking at the various values across the data set and determining based on this icon set that I've used here, it will highlight those ones who are within the average, those ones who are below average, and those ones who are above average, and using the arrow appropriately to visualize. And that is how you can be able to use icon sets. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, please click on subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell, so that every time we prepare videos like this, you will get to be notified, and you will not lose out. That is the end of how to use conditional formatting and Sparklines and mini chart. Thank you, and see you in the next one.